Hello again, this is Kyle. I just finished making my last video, so I'm going to be making another one. This one's going to be about laziness. My friend asked me a few questions about if he was lazy and how he can stop being lazy, and I gave him a few of the tips that I use from personally, and I hope if he follows them he should be less lazy. Play video games less, actually monitor the time you've been on them is a big one. Computer games eat a lot of younger people's time because, it's fun, and fun is really easy to get lost in. Of course, fun that doesn't involve movement is bad. So, well, bad to a point of becoming obese or unhealthy or just, what's the word? You can get hooked on it. You can get used to that, and then trying to be active is much harder. Okay, one of the tips I gave him besides limiting time on video games was go outside more. He doesn't walk around a lot. I mean, obviously in his house he does, but not outside. He's more of an internal person. He likes his computer. He likes talking to his friends online. I said, talk to your friends at school and go somewhere. Obviously not random places that you have to talk to your parents about first and whatnot. He's younger than me a little bit, and so I said, always throw stuff to your parents, tell them where you're going, blah blah blah. Don't be stupid about it, and make sure everyone knows where you are, just in case something weird happens. And it was, ask them if they go to the movies. Go to the movies. Go shopping. Go window shopping if you don't have any money. And things like that. And then he obviously wasn't up for that because his friends weren't up for that. So because of that, I said, go walk around your block a few times. Just get up, say, hey, I'm going out for half an hour. Walk around your block a few times, look at stuff. And you'll get exercise and you'll learn about your area a little bit. Maybe you'll see somebody you know from school. A couple of other things. What was it? Help out around the house more. Learn to do things. Keep a journal of the things you learn to do. There's a lot of people, even my age, 22 years old, that don't know how to do the laundry. I said learn how to do laundry. Learn it. It's not that hard. Obviously, if your parents don't want to teach you, then you might break the washing machine, but they should be willing to teach you because it's not that hard. I told him to learn how to cook a new dish every month if he doesn't know how. Some people don't know how to cook even when they're 30. That's a major problem because then you're not self-sustaining. You'll eat out all the time, which costs a lot more money, and you become less financially secure. So that's an important one. Learn how to cook. Write down everything you learn how to cook when you learn it. Say, hey, I just learned how to make hamburgers. Write that down. Hey, I just learned how to make stroganoff. Write that down. Hey, look, I learned how to make lasagna. Write it down. Get into the habit of writing down things that you do so you remember that you can do them. And then when you want to see your motivation for the future, it's like, look at all these things I learned. Look at them. I can do more. And I've progressed, which is a very important thing for motivation. And as you know, I really like talking about motivation. So that wasn't a big one for me, is always keep track of progress. Because you use that to make more progress, or at least get the energy to do it, which is pretty cool. And what were some of the other things? Walk around, ask parents, clean up more. One of them was a mental exercise, is as he walked around his house, look at the things that are messed up, obviously, like trash on the floor, or something over there that's been there for a week that shouldn't, clutter, things like that. And just make mental notes of it. If it's obvious something easy, like a napkin in the living room or something, pick it up, throw it away. But do that more often, because then you'll start noticing that there are things, like in my house, I'm not really allowed to do a lot of stuff with things in my house because my dad has the authority here. Obviously, I'm 22. I should move out and have my own house. But for now, I listen to him, and I don't do anything about it, but I still make notes of it. Let's see, peas over there. a tomato that looks like it's going to go bad. This on the counter, been there for about a week. Periodically I clean it all up, and nobody seems to notice, so I keep doing that. But if I were to, say, clean off that chair over there that my dad uses to keep his clothes on, you know, that's not my stuff over there. It's all of my dad's stuff, and he has a very specific system for that, which is he tears up every single piece of paper after looking at it and throws it away and makes sure it's not important. And I do not have the ability to deem what is important and not important to him. He keeps all the ads and all the other things, so obviously I have a different mentality of what's important. There's large amounts of things outside I'm not allowed to mess with because it's my grandmother's, my dad's, mother's stuff. And while most of it is trash, because she will never mess with it, obviously I shouldn't throw it away because it's not mine. So there are things that you have to make notes of. What can I move? What can I not move? What should I move? What shouldn't I move? And I told my friend this. Just keep track of things and then ask your parents about them. And sooner or later, it'll either bring attention to them that they should do it, or they'll allow you to do it. And it gives you more responsibility, and it also gives you the ability to start differentiating what's important and not important. Because obviously, there's what is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 chairs at this table. 3 people live in our house. Sometimes we have guests. These chairs really get in the way of cleaning this area because they're everywhere. There's 6 chairs, and these are really heavy wooden chairs that this one falls apart when you move it. Literally, the leg of this chair falls apart when you move it. So when I try to sweep, I have to pull the table out completely and move all the chairs over there into the living room, sweep, put everything back, and it's more of a deterrent than an actual thing that stops anyone from cleaning, where it makes it so it's harder to clean so people don't do it as often. So I think these white chairs, these white plastic chairs that don't even look very good, you can't see them, they're behind the camera, but I think those should be moved outside. Or at least stacked on top of each other and put somewhere where they're not in the way, because they are in the way. And this is how I explained it to my friend: is you find things that aren't working and you make them work. You keep the things that are most used out where they're most accessible, and the things that aren't used ever should be put away, because obviously you still know where they are. But you say, how often do you use pinto beans? You use that for cooking certain things. If you don't use pinto beans to cook, you should put them in a cupboard somewhere. We have pinto beans right there, a giant case of them, of cans this big, that we never use, right there. Underneath the peas, the tomato juice, and the cup of noodles. That we use those a lot. But we never use the pinto beans. And I've asked people about that. I've asked my brother and my dad, that also live here, why those are there. And I've asked to put them somewhere else, and they won't let me, so I've pretty much given up on that. That is no longer important to me. It is their issue. And whenever I move out, it'll probably stay there. I don't care. So I've learned, like that over there I can clean up. These dishes I can clean up. I'm going to clean up all the dishes. And I'm going to do yard work, and I'm going to do, I have to water the lawn, and I've been weeding a lot. I actually went out there and did that today. I raked the yard. Lots of things fell off of the tree, and my dad was walking outside barefoot and stepped on something really sharp. He asked me to rake the lawn. I did. It wasn't that hard. It was actually kind of fun. I like doing work a lot. So I have fun working and cleaning. I would more like to be appreciated a little bit. They don't even know I did the raking over there. I mean, not the raking, the weeding over there. Cleared out from that side of the house to that side of the house. Weeds as tall, not as tall as this chair, maybe 3 feet. 3 feet tall. Not as tall as the chair, a little bit shorter. And it took me a few days to do, but nobody said anything about it. And when I do say things about things, they say, "Oh, he's tooting his own horn," and it's a very large deterrent for me. It's saying, you know, you shouldn't be appreciated unless, you know, it's something important, and they deem what's important to them, obviously, but I'm not allowed to deem it important to myself, and I find that to be very discouraging. So I've told my friend that as well, is don't be deterred just because somebody doesn't appreciate what you do, because there are people that do, even if they don't say it. And I'm one of those people. I want him to be the kind of person that he can appreciate himself. And, you know, people with low self-esteem have that issue, is other people put them down and now they don't even put themselves back up. And so I've told that to him, is he needs that kind of motivation. He needs somebody to say, you know, good job when he does something good. Which is another reason why he should write everything down, is because he could look back on it and say, hey, look what I did. I did it, kind of thing. And he's been feeling, he's told me at least, he's been feeling a lot better about himself lately. And that's good. And he just started doing it. I just told him this about 3 or 4 days ago. And he's told me the things that he's done. And it's very cool. He's even been doing those little charismatic things that some people deem too stupid to do. Look in a mirror and tell yourself you're doing a good job and things like that. As I told him that I linked him to a few articles about it, and he started doing that. And he seems a little bit better about things. It's still hard to tell because it's so soon, but he seems to be having a little bit of a impact on his life already. And I think it's a good thing. I think it's a very good thing. I told him not to take any more guff from his stepbrother. I told him not to let his parents' fighting get to him, things like that. And it's important to me that my friends are doing the things that they want to do. And he's told me many times that he wants to be able to be better at these things. And I just gave him a few tips, and now I'm giving you guys these tips. It's what I said. This is the article about laziness. This is the article about how to not be lazy, how to be better about things, how to be happier about things, and how to motivate yourself to be more. Obviously, being more is subjective, but it's more of what you want. And a lot of people want to make a difference, and the first step it really is to cut back on being lazy. 6 hours on a video game, you're not going to get anything accomplished that day unless you did it before that. So if you do something majorly exertive and you do something that's really hard to do and really epic, and then you play the video game for the rest of it, that's fine. Because, you know, obviously you don't want to overdo it, and you want to reward yourself a little bit. So I've done that before. I've worked 6 hours and spent 6 hours on a video game up for 12 hours, and it seemed fine with me. I didn't have to, technically I didn't have to do anything that day. It was a day off, and I did stuff. So I felt that was a very good day because I accomplished a lot, I had fun, and it was fun. So this is the thing on laziness. I'm going to be making another one about diet soon, in just a few minutes. So take care, everyone.